Hi folks, this is Donnie D. A couple of months ago I purchased this little handgun here for purpose being a new concealed carry or self-defense firearm for me. It's been a really good gun, and at that time I did make a video right after I got it, just kind of a quick look to show you the gun itself. And I said at that time that after I had a chance to put a few rounds through it and keep it for a little while, that I would come back and make a review. So today what I'm trying to do is, without, hope I won't bore you too bad, is to make a review slash pros and cons video on the gun. So I'm going to get started right away so I don't waste too much of your time. It's a Smith Wesson 2.0 Bodyguard in 380. First thing I really liked about the gun is the manual. It comes with a really good comprehensive manual, much better than a lot of them that I've had from different other guns that I own. And I like the weight of it. It feels really good weight wise. It's just under 10 ounces. I believe it's 9.8 ounces according to the manual. The sights I like really good. It's got a tritium, if I can get it in here, I don't know if you can see it or not. It has a tritium front sight. It's got a blade, black blade rear sight. The white you see there, I'll get into that again in a minute. Both the front and rear sights are adjustable for windage by drifting them. They're not held in place with a screw of any kind. They're just friction fit dovetail sights, adjustable for windage only. When I first saw the gun, the guy that was working at the store I bought it from handed it to me and told me to see how it felt, and man, I'm gonna tell you, it's one of the best feeling guns of any kind, or handguns of any kind that I've ever tried. It just feels so good in my hand. That day I said, I think that's the one I'm looking. It's got great stippling on the grips, and it's got nice texture on the slide, makes it really nice and easy to rack back. Let me get my notes right here. I can't remember nothing about my notes. In fact, I'm sure I'll forget 2 or 3 things. And remember, like I've said before, I'm not Hollywood. But I do like that it has a thumb ambidextrous safety. Really like that. And also right up here, right where you see my thumb pointing, it's got a loaded chamber indicator. I'm sure you can't see that in this video. But I think that so far the best thing I like about it for sure is the fact that I've had so far, and I may have one here in a minute, or may have several, I've had no failures of any kind with this gun so far. And how many rounds I put through it, honestly I couldn't tell you. I just don't know. But now let me get to, there's some more pros that I'm sure I'm forgetting and leaving out. If I think of any, I'll try to add them in the comments down later. But for the cons now, like I said, it's got a tritium front sight. If I can get the gun, oh, here we go. It's got a tritium front sight, which I really love, but it had these black rear sights, and with my old eyes and the type of targets that I usually shoot, which are basically black background, I was having real trouble picking them up, so I just took some paint and dotted. In fact, I can see where I need to touch that paint up. Real simple fix there, no problem. That took care of the rear sight problem, or that rear sight problem. But when I first got the gun and started shooting it, I noticed I was hitting really far off to the, or way far for the distance I was shooting, off to the left. And of course, that's a kind of a common problem for right-handed shooters anyway. But this was more than that. So I got to looking at the sights and I could see that it was offset off to the left far enough to really cause me a problem. So I looked up online and it was saying use a brass punch and drift them in place by tapping on it on the punch with a hammer. So I tried that, and I got to beating on that gun a little bit harder than I wanted, and I decided I wasn't going to beat on my brand new gun no more. So I got online and started looking for sight drifting tools, and I found one, and I bought it, and it's okay because it's something I can use with some of my other guns, and it worked. I figured out how to use the thing and put my slide in there and started drifting it. But let me tell you a little secret. When that thing was in there tight, because when it finally broke loose, it sounded like a rifle, a 22 rifle going off. I just knew I had ruined my gun. But I got looking at it, and it wasn't a problem. It wasn't off at all. And by the way, apparently the sight being set from the factory off to the left is a common problem, because almost everybody that I saw online had the same problem. And one of my shooting buddies, fella's going to come next week and do some shooting with me. He comes about once a month. He bought one of these after he shot mine. He liked it so good he bought one, and he had the exact same problem. So I got his sights reset for him as well. But anyway, we got that done with the sight drifting tool, and like I said, I'm going to do a review, first look and review on that sight drifter in a few days as well. The only other problem that I really had, like I said, it comes with two magazines. Comes with a 10-round flush fit magazine and a 12-round magazine. The 10-round is really easy to load by hand, and the 12-round not so much. I could get the 11 rounds in it, but I could not get the 12th round in it no matter what I did. I guess I'm just a weakling, or maybe you just got to be Superman to do it. So again, I got online, started looking around, and found another item that is useful for this gun, but also useful for some of my other guns. The brand is Maglula, I believe I'm pronouncing that right, and I can't remember what they actually call the specific tool that I bought, the one I bought, but it's something Lula. But Maglula is the brand name of it, and it's just a magazine loader. Supposed to be for 45 through 9mm, but online the folks that kind of directed me toward it, saying it works great for this particular 380 anyway. So I got that, and I loaded it up, no problem. I can get the 10 and the 12 loaded up without any problem. And again, I'll be doing I'll be doing a review on that as well. In just a few days. But anyway, I did want to take a few shots with it. Maybe I won't be quite as boring if I actually do a little bit of shooting. And I'll show you what I've got, what I'm going to shoot at, and all that kind of good stuff in just a second. Stand by. Alrighty, let's see here. I believe we're going again. Alright, here's the gun again. Hopefully you can see it pretty good. I guess I'm in frame. Here's my 12-round magazine. I'm going to load her up. We'll go over here. I'm going to be at about 25, 26 feet, something like that. I'll show you in just a minute after I pop off 3 or 4 rounds. I'll show you what I'm shooting at. But anyway, here we go. Hope you can see me. Alrighty. I'm going to turn my camera around so you can see the target I was shooting at, or am shooting at. Just right like this. You see a silhouette target there, and you see 2 white pieces of paper. It's going to be the target between them. Make sure I can see what the heck I'm doing here. Try to make sure I get it all in the frame. Well, the sun's bright out here. It's hard to see through this viewfinder with this viewfinder. Tell you what, I think I'm going to leave it right there. I think I've got it in there. Now those, it looks like 3 shots, but the bottom one is at the top half of the target. You see the 3 white hits there. The bottom one is both bullets went in the same hole. I shot 4 times, and that's the little group there. That's from about 25, 26 feet. Now I'm going to shoot at the bottom half of the target. First I'm going to shoot about 3 or 4 on the left half of the target at the bottom, using the iron sights just like I just did at the top. And then I'm going to shoot, point and shoot. No sights, just point the gun and shoot it. Which, if you ever have to use a gun like this, for a self-defense situation, that's what you're going to have to do anyway. You're not going to be able to use iron sights in a self-defense situation. It's just not going to happen. But anyway, let's go get it done. Yeah. All right, let me make sure I'm on. Hold on one second. Sorry about this. Like I said before, I ain't Hollywood. Yeah, I'm on. All right, I'm going right back to the same spot. I'm going to shoot at the bottom half of the target to the left of the dot that you see down there. I'm going to shoot between the dot and the edge of the target using my iron sights just like I shot those top 4. Ooh, that second shot didn't mean to do that, but that's all right. All right, now I'm just going to point and shoot at the right-hand side of the target and just kind of see how bad I do on that. Here we go. Just point and shoot. Okay. Take the camera off and walk down there right quick. Okay. Obviously, you get on up here. Back this off. Here we go. All right, these are the first 4 shots that I shot. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then I shot, that was with the sights. Down here, 1, I think that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Not quite as good as up here, but like I said, I'm not the greatest shot in the world, and I'm still getting used to this gun. That's with the iron sights again. And then just point and shoot, no iron sights. 1, 2, 3, 4. This was the first shot. I hit way low. Then these 2, or these 3 here. Now, you're saying, well, I don't look too good pointing and shooting, but guess what? It's plenty big. Let me hold this human silhouette target up here. As you can see, it's plenty close enough to do what you need to do in a self-defense situation. It'll do the trick. You don't have to hit a bullseye dead on in order to use a gun for self-defense. But anyway, I just wanted to show you my little gun here and give you a review and a good points, bad points, pros and cons about the gun, and do a little bit of shooting with it. But anyway, I appreciate you watching, and for now, this is Donnie D, and I'll see you later. Bye, and get her done.